All right, guys. What's up? Spencer G here, Slaughterhouse Sports. This has been one of one of my under the radar players that I've actually really enjoyed watching. It's a guy by the name of Ashton Daniels, and very interesting story, or Ashton Daniels, excuse me. He's from Buford, Georgia. Okay, he's a 6'2" quarterback. Believe that he has played 3 years in college football. He might even have a red shirt, so he might be like a red shirt junior. He'll probably be able to get a couple of years back, but he's an upperclassman. He played 2 full seasons at Stanford University, Stanford in the Pac-12. Again, it was a rough go at Stanford in the Pac-12, and then they were able to win a few more games in 2024. All right, he's thrown for last year. He played more games, more pass attempts. Threw for about 2,500 yards last year. This year, 1,700 yards. Played in some games, played in a bunch of games, but honestly, Ashton Daniels, this is somebody that's made the most with less. I don't think that he's going to have the weapons that he's going to have at Auburn. And this could be a story where you get somebody at Stanford that is really overmatched in a lot of ways, and you get him around Hugh Freeze. You get him with Cam Coleman's an absolute star. We'll have to see it. Lambert Smith might even have time available on the plains at Auburn. You got I think Perry Thompson is another wide receiver there. They got a speedster that's a 5'10", freshman. They have great, freshman players. I think Thompson is a 5-star, and then you have Cam Coleman that's already, proving to be a superstar. And Ashton Daniels is a very accurate quarterback. He's very, very mobile. And Auburn needs, a quarterback with starting experience. And this guy has played in tough environments. He played at Clemson. He's played, against Oregon and Dan Lanning. Played against the best of the best, in the Pac-12. I'm sure he's played against Utah. I'm sure that he had to play against Washington. All right. So Ashton Daniels, again, he's from Georgia, but he went out to Stanford. So he's seen a lot of the country. Very, very bright kid. And I absolutely love this move because he has upside. He has ability. He's a senior. I think he has even more ability than maybe Peyton Thorne does in some ways about escaping the pocket, about, creating those explosive plays, maybe even more consistent as a passer than Peyton Thorne will be. Then you have Walker White. If Walker White was really the guy, here's the thing. If you are... And I come at this from an outsider's perspective. If you are a Walker White believer, the problem is that you would have heard rumblings in practice like Walker White is absolutely dealing. You would have heard Walker White is starring in practice. And then honestly, he would have been elevated over Hank Brown, because Hank Brown can't move like Walker White could move, in high school. Walker White is able to move, but the problem is with Walker is maybe he was turning the ball over too much in practice, or maybe his arm throwing motion is too loopy and just is not right for Hugh Freeze, or not right for maybe the arm angle in person is just it. Maybe Auburn is Walker White has high school talent, but we're not sure it's applicable, because now that they went after Deuce Knight desperately, they're getting Ashton Daniels. If Walker White was the guy and they saw a lot in him as a freshman, he would have been highly considered for the job, I believe, last year. Okay, that's just being as honest as I can be. I don't have sources on that, but again, Hank Brown can't really move all that well, and you could see that. He's kind of a statue in the pocket, and Peyton Thorne, just has a lot more upside than Hank Brown, and that's what happened. But now Auburn, they have decent running game. You have star wide receivers, and Ashton Daniels is a safe bridge quarterback, a mature, older guy. All right. And then I think Deuce Knight is really the special 5-star quarterback that's really the future of Auburn that they're banking on. Okay. They fended Deuce Knight off from Notre Dame and Ole Miss. Okay. So I believe in Hugh Freeze in this thing, and they're going to have to win 7 or 8 games, and they're going to have to be competitive, and it's going to have to look a lot better next year. But Ashton Daniels, okay, is going to get an opportunity for the job. He's going to be favored for the starting quarterback job, but maybe Walker emerges out of nowhere, or maybe Deuce Knight is that good as a freshman that they're going to put in packages for him, and then it's going to be like DJ Lagway, and there's a chance that he takes over for Ashton Daniels. But for Daniels too, he gets to play with really talented players and gets a really good opportunity really close to home because he's been at Stanford, but the players at Auburn are so much more talented. And now you have a roster that's recruited well for about 3 years, all right? And you're taking a chance on a player. Like, I like an Ashton Daniels over a Miller Moss because I think there's more potential with Ashton Daniels. I think he can move better. I think he throws just has more explosive throwing potential than Miller Moss. Has arm strength, very improvisational, very impressive athlete, clutch in a lot of different ways. This is a guy who beat Syracuse earlier in the year. All right. So you're getting somebody that people are going to, think that he's not great because he hasn't won at a high level or because he has more interceptions than touchdowns, but they're not looking at Stanford. They're not looking at how dire the roster is, how dire the talent is at Stanford. Okay. And I think Auburn's doing well here projecting, and for Ashton, he gets closer to home. All right. So that's why I kind of love this move. And one of my favorite quarterbacks in the portal if Auburn is able to get Ashton Daniels.